We talk. Hey, everybody. I'm Brad from Overland 870 Podcast. And tonight, I have my good friend Benji with me from Midwest Adventure Outfitters. Benji, what's going on, bro?
Hey, man. Thanks for having me. I truly appreciate this. This is going to be fun.
Yeah, it is. You guys have to forgive me a little bit tonight. I've been sick for the last couple of days. I ended up having to stay home from work. So I've been drinking, instead of whiskey tonight, I've been drinking an entire bottle of cold and flu medicine. So there's no telling what you're going to get tonight.
You're just going to hear a big thud here in about 20 minutes.
About 20 minutes, you're going to hear somebody go, what are we doing? Where did this computer come from? So, here we go. I started coughing. I've already lost track. It's your fault completely, Benji.
Yeah, I'll take it.
So normally when we come on the show, we talk about, the first kickoff question is how you got into overlanding and stuff like that. So, Benji, how did you get into this?
In a nutshell, I've always enjoyed kind of, getting tired, like your vehicle all muddy, like anybody would, like when you're a kid, you go out there, hit every mud hole you can and stuff. And then as I got a little older, I acquired a second gen Toyota 4Runner. And me and my wife, we'd kind of go hit back roads, hit some creeks and stuff like that. I'd go wheeling with some friends every once in a while. And I kind of got bit by the off-roady bug, not like super hardcore crawling or anything, but just getting out there and having fun. And then around that time, this was like 2017 or no, 2000, I don't know when this was, 17, 18, something like that maybe. You start seeing some videos and people doing this stuff called overlanding. And that's when I really got into it and got me a third gen 4Runner to kind of kid out. And the rest is history, kind of snowballed excessively.
It seems like that's what happens whenever I don't know what to do with my hands tonight. It seems
it's going
like,
to levitate.
It seems like that's what happens to all of us. So we get out, we start out. Of course, I come from a rural town here in Arkansas. So we don't have mountains. We got a couple hills. We got trash mountains, it's where the garbage dumps are. And we go out, we mud. We're mudding. We're mudding people. We're out in fields and doing stuff like that. And we slowly, got into other stuff. I got really into this when Gina and I got together, my wife, because she's from Missouri. And they used to go do this stuff all the time. They had a school bus they had outfitted. They had the camper bus.
Nice.
Yeah. Kind of like Pruitt's little van, his church bus he's got. So,
it's for sale, by the way.
I've heard. For sale. Yeah, Michael Pruitt has a church bus that's outfitted for sale right now. You guys need that. He's going to kill me. I'll give you his phone number about 15 minutes into the show. I'll put it up on the top. You just call him directly. But we got into it. We started going out and doing all this stuff and it snowballed. Like you said, it snowballed into all this. And you've been around for a minute. You've been around for a swift minute because you had Budget Overland. When I first came onto the scene, Budget Overland was the go-to place. That's where I went in there. And because it was the Wild West and I loved it. And it was great in there. How did you get, I'm building a community now. How did you build that community so successful? Yeah, I mean, it's like
going back to Budget Overland. So I started that Facebook group in January of 21. Mm-hmm. And I remember being at Rendezvous that year. So that would have been a 10-month gap. And there was 1,000 or 10,000 people in the group between the 10 months. And I was like, all right, this is pretty crazy. And I don't know, just kind of a lot of like-minded people that were really new to it. There was a few seasoned people, but for the most part, it was just a bunch of newbies in there. And we were all just kind of having fun with the nuances and all the things that were kind of on the radar. There was some people out there doing some videos and YouTube stuff like that. But for the most part, it's just a good place to go interact with people that were really into this overland thing at the time. It was pretty much new to the States as far as on a commercial level. There was only like 2 or 3 different rooftop tent companies at the time, very little aftermarket support. So it was really fun for the budget overland. A lot of DIY stuff was involved with that too, a bunch of innovative happenings.
That was actually the first interactive group that I got involved in on Facebook. We had the Jeep Club here in Jonesboro, but it's not really a overland group, as you would say. But I got in budget overland, got in there. That's where I met you at, started talking to you on there. But that was the first interactive place I was on, because I was on Natural State Overland. We were on there, and we talked to a bunch of people in there. But the group you had was like boom, boom, boom. Everybody would talk and share stuff. And I'm a community guy, and that's what you are. You're a community-minded guy too. And it was just full of useful information. That place, how many members did you guys have? I mean, it's huge.
Yeah, at the peak, it was like 60,000. And after the first, I don't know, surely there's people out there that can see this, but back in the day, Facebook wasn't like having these AI things going out and just targeting posts and things and groups. It was more or less you had to report it, then they would kind of look at it. Once they went to like full on AI policing, the group just died. It just kind of not died, but it just kind of wasn't as fun. Back in the day, you could post something, 20 people could post in that group in a day. And each post would get over 200 likes, and like 100 comments. Those days, I think on Facebook are just long gone. There's a few groups out there, not overlanding, I'm just saying in general, groups out there that are still very interactive. And for some reason, I don't know, must have just hit the peak or whenever I changed the name or just pissed people off, then it started to die. I don't know.
Guilty.
Probably all of the above.
Well, that there's a lot of policing that goes on in Facebook groups. A lot of backseat quarterbacks, and stuff like that. There's a lot of that stuff goes on. I'm not that guy. I don't like to do that. If I see somebody out there having a good time, as long as they're not murdering somebody or they're not, throwing beer cans in the river or whatever, I'm good with doing whatever they want to. Get out and enjoy it. Because if you keep telling people they can't do something, eventually they're going to stop doing everything. They're not going to have it, And I don't know. I don't even know where I'm going with that. I'm going to stop there. You're supposed to do that.
I'm following you.
I don't want to step on any toes. You know what I'm saying? I like, in our group that we've got going on right now, we police it a little bit, but everybody that's in there is really respectful and everybody knows what's going on. They follow the rules. They don't go out, but I don't need somebody to tell me I can't do something. I don't need another parent. I'm not going to parent anybody on Facebook. I don't want to do that. So now Jessie might do this. She might parent somebody. I don't know. Yeah, I'll say, I just now looked over here in the comment section. So if you guys hadn't noticed the shirt I got on right here, I want to talk about this real fast. So you see this shirt? Let me get up in here on close on it. The Kilted Overlander. This is my very first piece of swag that I have been sent. So, and this, I'm super happy about this. This guy, this friend of ours, he's from Canada. My camera's acting crazy. He's from Canada. He's a friend of BJ's. He's going to be up there when we go to Canada this summer. And he sent me this shirt. I literally opened the package, just like Gina said a few minutes ago, right before the show came on, and I put it on. Luckily, it fit. And I'm sporting it tonight. I don't look like 10 pounds of monkey crap in a 5-pound bag, so I'm happy with that.
That looks good, man. Fits good.
All right. Anyway, back to where we were at. So we went from Budget Overland, and then we rolled over into United by Overland. So what made you go from Budget Overland into United by Overland?
It's pretty much the whole word budget. With today's culture, we're all a bunch of intelligent people, but can't wrap our minds around budget versus cheap crap, So it was like, you could guarantee you there's rigs out there that are $150,000 built, and there's still some sort of DIY in their vehicle or some sort of inexpensive deal, or perhaps budgeting your money, like if you're needing some sliders, like don't just go out and buy it, kind of be methodical about it. Do you really need sliders or whatever, what kind of sliders? and then go out and make that purchase or something. But then it just, it came to the point where people weren't posting because they had nice rigs, and everyone else out there thought you had to drive some $2,500 piece of crap. There was just a bunch of different, I don't know, different approaches to the word budget. And it came to the point where it's just annoying.
Well, budget's different for everybody. Everybody's budget's different. My budget's different from your budget. If I'm making $160,000 a year, my budget for a rig might be, $95,000 if I want to buy a new rig. If I'm making $50,000 a year, my budget may only be, $42,000 a year, whatever you want to buy. But it doesn't mean you have to sacrifice on what you're getting. But budget, like you said, budget's different for everybody. I mean, it's completely different. But I'm like you. I don't know anybody. I don't think I know anybody seriously that doesn't have a rig that doesn't have some kind of DIY something on there somewhere. But they don't mean you have to buy the $5 thing when you can buy the $50 thing. You can afford it.
There's also people out there that do this full time. And, if you sold your house and that's literally your house on wheels, why not have the best of the best or good, reliable vehicle as well? So there are different avenues. Obviously it's common sense, and that all died in 2019 anyway, or probably died way before then. But it was just like going back to police, and everybody's just like, all right, guys, rip it off like a Band-Aid. We're done. I had my podcast, Budget Overland. Me and my co-host split. I ran that thing for the last 8-10 months by myself before I was like, screw it, I'm going to do my own podcast. Hung that one up and just left it, started from scratch on everything, and except for the group, which I was never like wanting to do anything with the group from there on out, just because it was such a lost cause and a waste of energy, so I changed the name, threw a bunch of admins in there. Justin Williams was the he still is kind of the head admin there, and I was like, all right, boys, see ya, more or less. And they had no vision as to what I wanted. The rules were kind of there, but kind of vague. And so recently, now we're going to try to do a reboot on that, which was almost a year ago. I think it was February was a year ago whenever I changed the name of the group, and have spent hardly any time in that group up until the last couple months, where I've been kind of trying to be transparent with those still in the group as to my vision for the group. So,
well, I mean, I've been a member of that group for forever, so I'm going to be there through the whole thing. I'm curious to see what it morphs into. I know you got your hands in it. It's going to be good. Like I said, you're a community guy, you strive to do community stuff all the time. You're a good part. You're a good person. Let's just nail it down.
Thanks,
You've been
man.
Cool to me. You've been cool to me ever since I sent you the aluminum hat picture.
Don't cross me. Don't cross me. I'm just joking.
Benji will put you in the corner.
Yeah, what was that about? We were wearing styrofoam hats because there was something going on that day. I think Facebook was doing a reset, and we all thought these satellites were coming over. We didn't know.
We all had aluminum foil. You had aluminum foil hat on. Whatever, I forget what it was. And then I was home. I just got home from work. Dina was like, "What are you doing?" I said, "Shush, I'm doing something for Benji." I'm like, because I had never met you personally until we got around here. And I'm in the kitchen, and I'm like building this Viking hat out of aluminum foil on a bowl. She goes, "What are you doing with my aluminum foil?" I'm like, I still have the hat. Nice. And I was like, I'm gonna send this to Benji, and I sent that to you. And like I said, I was the weird guy who was texting you all the time. But it was like, I think that's still in the group photos if you go through the media.
Oh yeah, just search Bradley Lowry.
Yeah. So they want me to bring you to Canada. You need to go to Canada with us this summer if you have.
Hey, if I could fit in someone's like luggage container, I would totally go with y'all. That sounds like a blast. Or I could if there's somebody that's got a passenger seat, let's go. Remember what we were talking about off air earlier? Saying no to things.
Yeah, don't say no. Don't say you will get in the passenger seat, because Justin's going, and Justin's got nobody going with him.
Justin, make room, brother.
Oh, that man, I would love these guys. They would love to have you up there hanging out with us, because we're going to see Canadian jail. That's the first thing they promised us. We're going to see Canadian jail.
That would be fun. And then, are you going to Niagara Falls?
We're crossing at Niagara Falls. That's exactly what we're doing.
Nice. Yeah, that's going to be epic.
We thought about. Well, I thought about dressing up like a Mountie and crossing at Niagara Falls. I don't think that's a good.
You should probably not do that.
That's
But
a
if you
coffee.
do, like, do something completely ridiculous, like put a bunch of like Slim Jims in your pockets, so whenever they try to like search you, they're just pulling out Slim Jims left and right, and they're like, "What the heck, man?"
I'm going to cover myself in maple syrup. This is really good water.
All right, that's happening.
All right, we have been joking about this ever since Rito last year. We've been joking about it. Gina said she's going to dress up as a moose, and we're going to go across the border there. We've been joking about, we're talking about crossing the Canadian border because there's so many of us going, and we're still trying to number down the rigs. And I'm like, this is going to be, the more I think about it, like logistically, and like a normal sane person would think about it, instead of just trying to figure out how I can make a big joke out of this whole deal. It's somebody's getting cavity searched. That's all I can think about. We're going across this border here, and I'm voting for Craig Puckett.
I would say the first three are going to be all right. It's going to be 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. They're going to throw their hands up and say, "We don't know what to do. We're just going to have to search them all."
Yeah, it's going to be. We've been blasting this. We're all in a big group together. We've been blasting this around, and it's going to turn into something. It's going to turn into something crazy or something. I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen. I really don't. I don't know.
Hopefully, you're documenting this well and in full length too, so you can have like maybe a mini series or something.
That kind of like when you guys did the Colorado trip.
No, but more in depth, more like a daily, more like more like a old school Discovery Channel.
That would be amazing if I had any form of video skill. Or
AI,
editing.
Bro, AI.
The trip. I'm doing it right now. I'm saying.
I need it. Go ahead. We're getting off track here.
It's fine. Luckily we have some people that are going with us that are pretty good with cameras. But the Canadian side will probably be filmed perfectly, because if you've ever been over to to BJ's page or any of those guys that are over there that we're going to meet, they all take these phenomenal pictures. They're all like you guys. You always take, and I got these ones like I feel like I got that little McDonald's camera that you get, and I'm like over here going. And it's like shaking the Polaroid out.
I like it.
That's
raw. That's called raw. That's called creative. I'm just joking.
Creative. So let's talk about mini series events here. So let's talk about this. I've got to talk to you about this trip that you guys went on to when y'all went to Colorado.
Sure.
Because y'all did. Because I watched this. I watched the whole thing. I watched your video you put out and everything, and then I watched Baker's video and went out. And I always thought that the little air things, so you get the little oxygen cans, was just nobody really needs those. But I heard that when you drink a lot and then you get up there a little bit more, you got to have some oxygen.
Yeah. Well, so Tyler he did a very good job at making sure that we were acclimating as best we could in the short amount of time that we were climbing. Like for our night 1, we were at like at 2,000 or 3,000 feet. Night 2, we were at like 8 or 9. Then night 3, we were like 13 something. So that last night up in the mine area, that's kind of where we camped, just close to that mine. I was on my one and only can. I think Baker went through like 6 cans, but we were doing them like inhalers. And what I've learned is if you kind of just take short bursts and then just kind of breathe within that, respirator that's right up on your mouth. If you just kind of slowly breathe that, you'll be fine for like 30 minutes. It depends on the person, obviously, and how they're affected by it. But you don't have to do like an inhaler where you're just like, one big hit, you just little short burst, and that's something.
Inhaler.
That's something I learned because I was literally on I knew that was my last can. Like Baker's like, "Hey man, I've got extra. I got all these cans." And then we get up there, I was like, "Got any more of those cans?" Got any more? And then he's like, "Man, I'm all out." So it's like I was forced to more or less, conserve my air. But yeah, dude, get out, go to the bathroom in the middle of the night in your tent and crawl back up in your tent. You're just like, you're done. You're out of breath.
Yeah. I was talking to her. I said, I have to do this so I can keep talking. And this is like a little miniature crack pen, I guess, whatever it is. But like, you do that little inhaler. Yeah. He's like,
I was going to say, what 8-year-old did you rob that from? What is that over the counter?
No, it's not. It's prescription. Yeah. Now you got me breathing really hard. I'm going to go to Baker's house and get one of those cans of air he brought back home.
Sheesh.
Oh, man. No, I haven't been to Colorado yet. I haven't been. And so I've been living vicariously through everybody else's posts and their videos and stuff like that because Gina and I haven't been able to get out there.
Yeah.
But I have a feeling that I'm going to have to get like a scuba tank and wear it.
Are you nervous about it?
No, it's not that. It's like I'm fat.
Like you're not, dude.
Dude, I'm 7 foot. I'm 7'3". Like, what are you, like 7? You're like 7'9". I'm like
hardly. I am 6'6", and I'm only 6 inches away from 7 foot. But at the time we went to Colorado, I did like 3 months or 2 months of keto diet. So it was like I was just losing weight. I wasn't like exercising, so I just looked like some deathly kid out there. Huffing air,
Well,
it wasn't that bad.
I'm finding everybody's weight that they keep losing. Like it just keeps coming on. I'll be wearing sweatpants in the summer.
It looked like not saying you'll look like Santa Claus from the movie Santa Claus, but he was out there
be pretty close there, In case you guys don't know, this is as long as my beard gets. It physically does not grow any longer than that.
Really? With beard oils? You tried beard oils?
I tried everything, dude. I've done the voodoo magic. I've done all that stuff. Nothing Nothing works. Yeah. And I get so jealous because you'll grow, like, you got like 3,500 pictures of you with like this big monster beard. Chris Carroll's got this big, Caleb gets this big goatee thing going on right there, and everybody else I'm like, my beard only gets this long, and then it looks like it just goes like this. It grows out here like this, and it's horrible. But and there's Max. There's Max Moore. I don't know if you know Max or not, but that's Stephen Moore's dad, and Max goes out with us, and he's got the big beard thing going, the big mustache, like your big boofy mustache you got there. That's really cool.
I'm trying to go for the Dr. Eggman.
Really?
From Sonic the Hedgehog. Well, my boy loves Sonic. So my wife hates mustaches. That's why I still got a little stubble. So it kind of blends in. Not really. But anyway, I'm trying to get it all gnarly to where it'll be like poofy on the sides.
I'm not allowed to shave my beard. I have had a beard since 2016. I'm not allowed to shave it at all. Because if I do shave it, I travel back in time and look like I'm 12. So it's a real creepy 12-year-old. It's just not cool.
But only you see the 12-year-old. Nobody else does. Unless you really legitimately, look younger like that.
I know it's
more a psyche in our head, but.
Well, I'm old as dirt. My social security number's 3. So, I mean, it's. We've got completely off track. I forgot completely what we were talking about. We were talking about Colorado.
Yeah.
But we got on the beards.
Oxygen levels.
Oxygen levels and cold and flu medicine. That's
things not to take in the altitudes.
Yeah. But so you guys saw some really cool stuff out there. And I mean, y'all had some fun stuff happen. We're going to not talk about that, but y'all had some fun stuff happen out there. And y'all got to see generally some cool stuff. I mean, it was a great video. Yeah.
And it was cool seeing all the different takes and perspectives. So like I kind of came out with my video, and I'm no like YouTube or nothing, but I came out with my video I think a week before Baker dropped his. So that was shortly like 2 weeks after our trip. And this was back like middle of July. And then Tyler just dropped his video like 2 months ago or last month. And I was like literally anticipating his video for like 6 months or however long it was, just because like I like Baker's style and I also like Tyler's style, but they're both completely different styles.
Yes.
And I was like, I can't wait to see Tyler's because I already saw Baker's, I already kind of knew what his deal was going for. And then like for Tyler to, we kind of shared some video and footage like that, but those boys, man, they shoot so much. They've got so much of like, different clips from like the same little area. It's mind boggling. It's crazy. Like how much they actually shoot.
I go out, and when we do stuff, I'll go out and I'll record and I'll video and everything. And mostly it's around the campfire or whatever, which I realize you can't use any of the audio from a campfire. You cannot use any of it whatsoever. But I'll go out and do that, and I'll watch these guys put the stuff together. And like Corey from Big Rock Overland, Corey will do that kind of stuff. Man, Dan, my buddy Dan does that. They'll go out and they'll film the same thing. I can be standing next to Dan and Corey, and they can film a rock. And I will film the same rock, or I will film somebody driving down the road, whatever, and I'll film it. And the next thing, I go back and I look at it, and I'm like, oh, that's the crappiest picture I've ever seen in my entire life. And then 2 weeks later, they pop up with a thing, and like Corey has that ESPN announcer voice. He's like, and as they slowly approach the rock, and I'm like, and he's like, they make their way past the obstacle, carrying on. I'm like, what is this, Captain Kirk? I mean, like you have like completely like done this amazing video of this, and I'm sitting here going, and there's a rock, and my name's Jeff.
I like to go fast. I want to go fast.
You're not first, you're last, But yeah, they did some good stuff, man. Your video was good too. I mean, you did that, and you've done the gambit. I mean, you've done the gambit. You've done Facebook. You've gone to podcasts now. You got the podcast stuff like that, and then we come to this right here.
Bam! Look at that.
Yes, look at this right here. Then we come to this. Now, Midwest Adventure Outfitters. Now, you jumped into this. Tell me how you got into it, because this is something I had wanted to do, but I'd never had the gumption to do any of this. But you have like just nailed it to the wall.
You have to be really stupid to want to do all these things at once, and then do something that nobody else has done in your circle, really, and ask how it's done. You have to learn how it's done. But really, seriously, you have to have a good support. So like my wife's been really supportive in all these, some of these are extracurriculars. And then I'm really passionate about overlanding, and I'm really wanting to set it up to where if I could get paid or make money, and still go out and have fun and do what I'm still doing, that's a win, right? That's a huge win. I think a lot of us would love that. And I'm not trying to squander that or take advantage of it. I'm here hopefully for the long run. And yeah, man, it's nerve-wracking still because, I'm 3 months in, almost 3.5 months in. And I've got all these things planned for this summer that I'm going to do. It's just like, it's like, just keep grinding, keep doing it. It'll happen. But
I had a business. I've had several businesses that I've owned, and I had one with my sister. We ran when Gina and I first got together. I ran a grocery store, and did that. And I had a custom gun shop for a while and stuff like that. And those take an exuberant amount of your family time and of your personal time. It takes all that stuff, and you've balanced this really well, because I've called you up and said, hey man, you want to come do this? And you're like, I got my kids playing basketball, man, I can't do it. And I commend you immensely for that, because I skipped a bunch of my kids' stuff, making bad decisions, and you're making the amazing decisions. And you're doing a great job with this, man. It's crazy. You're killing it. Everybody's talking about you and
trying. Looks can be deceiving, but man, yeah, I'm trying.
Yeah, but it's like I posted the other day, we were talking about it, and I said, if you want to talk to somebody who's been there, who's done that, you've been out there. You're not some guy that is sitting in an office someplace trying to sell somebody traction boards. You've used the traction boards that you're selling. You're using roller cam. You're selling roller cam. You use roller cams. Everything that you sell, you've used and you've seen used, and it's good stuff, and you're not selling trash to people. So,
yeah, that's more or less kind of what my whole plan was for the shop, was to only offer things that I would recommend or my friends would recommend, not just something, how to, like, sometimes people would send you products and they would want you to do like a review 5 minutes after you open it. And I've always been like, no, I need like 3 months before I do a review, so I actually can relay, what I, or else I won't do it. But more or less with the same things in the shop, try to know your stuff. And I don't know, that's kind of where I'm trying to be for now.
Mm-hmm. Well, you're doing good at it. You've got you brought Jessie on board from Feral Chicks Outdoor. You brought her on, you're helping her. We are helping each other doing that. And you surround yourself by good people. I mean, you're doing that. And
no doubt. Yeah.
When you're fostering the community. I mean, you're getting people over there. People they like you. Let's just cut to the chase. People like Benji.
I give away too much stuff. I give away too much.
I have not ran across one single individual that said, "Man, that Benji guy is just a douche." I've never run across anybody that said
good.
That.
I mean, maybe. I don't know. Sometimes I wonder.
There could be. I just haven't bumped into them yet. I mean, I don't know, but no, they don't say that. So, no, you're doing a great job with the store, man. I'm like super, super proud of that.
Appreciate it.
It's rocking. It's doing great. I mean, I think it's doing great. It looks like it's doing great. So you just had that big Rigs and Coffee come off the other day.
Yep. Rigs and Coffee. So I'm trying to implement at least one of those per month. I'm not sure when. The first month was on the third week. This month was like on the second week. March is on the 22nd. No clue for April. But I've got a back lot out here, where people can come up the night before and camp.
Can you see comments?
He's the first one who has openly said that he's a douche. I appreciate it, bro. And then, I'm trying to do it to where we could have like more hangouts on like, more than just coming here and buying stuff. I want you to come hang out.
Pruitt thinks everybody in Kansas hates you. Because can we talk about the disappearing mountains in Kansas?
Oh, that was epic. That was a good one. That was kind of like cringy as well. Probably should delete that video, but we were trying to put, if you've ever been to Big Iron, it's more or less, you just sit out there for a couple weeks. There's some bands, there's some vendors, and more or less we were like, all right, cool. Let's kill like 2 hours creatively. Let's go have some fun. So Robert Kahn, I was like, he's just a fun storyteller in and of himself. So I called him like the most interesting man in the world now. It's like his nickname. But anyway, we went through the whole Brig Brutus thing, and it was all one take. I was like, all right, bro, tell us about this room. Tell us about this room and all this stuff. And it was like the Great Plains, the Rocky Mountains disappeared because of Big Brutus. And it was a troll video, but it was funny.
I liked it. I thought it was pretty funny. I mean, I didn't think that it was, that it was bad.
It was entertaining nonetheless, I guess, especially if you've had a couple cold beverages in you. I'm sure it got real funny.
It was good, man. It was good. I was like, because I saw it, and I was like, what is this? What is this whole thing that started? It's like this whole Discovery Channel thing, like the Vanishing Mountains. I'm like sitting here going, what is this? What's going on here?
Get in here, Ma. They used to have Rocky Mountains in Kansas.
I didn't remember anything about the Rocky Mountains being there.
Your school has failed you. If you don't know about the great disappearance of the Rocky Mountains in Kansas, you've been lied to. You've been lied to
your whole life. They were there. That the government has removed them from the history books.
We had one guy get on there in the chats or comment section. I'm pretty sure he was trying to troll too. You get to that third and fourth next level of trolling. You just start agreeing with the guys, or whatever. It's like, all right, you win. Congratulations. You've out trolled the troll.
Yeah, I'm guilty of that. Sometimes I get on there and I start trolling people on some Facebook posts and stuff. If you haven't run across my alternate Facebook account yet.
Do you go around calling people douchebags on there?
No, I do not. Okay. I do not. I just carbon copied Caleb Baker's Facebook though, so I will be making some stuff.
Is that why he just got verified, metafied?
Yeah, I paid $14. I got him verified.
It's me. I'm the Caleb.
I'm the Caleb Baker. Hey, look, I talked about this once before, but we were at Rito one year, and David Cartwright was there, and he had left, from Folks the Overland, and he had got up and he had left his table at the Storyteller Row, and I went over and sat next to Frankie Post and was telling everybody that I was David Cartwright and was giving out his phone number. I was like, "I'm David Cartwright, yeah, nice to meet you, Folks the Overlanding." I'm like, "Here, just call me anytime, at night, late at night. I like to talk to people late at night."
That's funny.
Yeah, that didn't work out too well for him.
No.
Oh, Gina's like, he's that way in normal elevation. Yes. Yeah, right now I'm working on this cough medicine high right here. I'm trying to keep my train of thought going the same way. It's kind of like when I had BJ on here, from Exterior Overland. BJ and I got a little saucy while we were on here talking, and then it just went off the rails for a minute. But no, we got it. Okay, so I'm lost. I'm actually lost in that. No, we were talking about your new business and everything going on. So what's your plans for that down the road? What's your plans?
Just do more. I don't know. In a nutshell, we're having like a bay that's like for more like in-depth mechanicking stuff, and I will say it's going to be more targeted towards like Toyota older vehicles for the extensive stuff. But if you're wanting to come in and get some re-gearing done, stuff like that, we can do that. Or if you want just regular stuff bolted on, bumpers and stuff, we're not going to do like custom fabrication or anything like that. It just cuts up way too much time and not very profitable unless you're cranking out a whole bunch of stuff. But that's going to be a feature. The other features are going to be, we've got a brick and mortar that's always shifting, always changing. I actually just redid the design again. In the next couple months, we're going to redo it. I've got a truck bed coming that I'm going to outkit with like a rack and a tent and just make it more look like a camping kind of setup. I'm trying to do a monthly rigs and coffee. I'm going to be doing this thing quarterly called rigs and wrenches. So what that is you can come bring your rig, wrench on it. If you have no clue how to like change your brakes or check your diff fluid, there'll be other people there to kind of assist you and help you. Or if you just bought sliders you want to put on, there'll be people there to kind of like coach you on it. I feel like there's too much judgment on, people that don't really know mechanics versus like taking the time to understand them. But there's, with Facebook and there's a bunch of trolls out there that would rather make fun of you versus say, hey, that's going to be a 12 millimeter at, 13 inch pounds or whatever. I want somebody there to kind of coach them through how to work on their vehicle, not like tear it down, but like if you're out somewhere crazy, for instance, Caleb Baker last year, we were out on our trip and his rear brake line just, either got broke or caught or something. So if no one knew anything about how to work on that, we would have been kind of screwed, or he would have been for, or a slow ride home for him. And I just want to kind of better prepare people. Just, that's going to be a free thing. It's not all about money. It's more about like community and helping,
Oh, hang on just a second. Hang on 1 second. Wait, hang on. We're having some technical difficulties here. Hang on. Oh, wait a minute. Look.
Oh,
what's up?
Oh, look at this guy here.
Can I be on the outside? I don't like being in the middle. I'm a little uncomfortable.
Hey, we can kiss you on the cheek, Brad. We can kiss him on the cheek. Oh, no.
Thank you. Oh.
Hey, Caleb, how are you doing, buddy?
Dude, good. I didn't even know you could do this. I'm just sitting over here screwing on my computer, and I see a link sent to me on Facebook, and all of a sudden, here we are.
Did it have any instructions?
No, I clicked the link, and it was like, you must enable your camera. And I was like, okay. And here we are.
I have suckered you into the chat.
I like it.
Dude, and this was literally coincidental that I happened to be wearing your hoodie.
Hey, look, I don't have one of those shirts yet.
It was in the mail, bro. That's why I was a little upset that you said that was the first one that you've ever had.
This was the first one I got.
Technically, it was snail mail.
How you doing, man?
Pretty cool. I'm doing good. I'm super curious. Oh, I can change the camera.
Yeah.
Let's see, mirror. Oh yeah. now my logo is on the same side as Benji's. That looks a little better.
There you go. I'm over here. My camera's drunk. It keeps fading in and out.
How'd you do that, Caleb?
I just clicked on settings, man. I'm just screwing around, messing up y'all's live stream.
This is exactly what we were talking about a while ago, Benji. I said I can be filming a rock, and Baker shows up in here, and it's like he's got a movie set now.
Yeah, bro. It's all about the lighting.
It's the lightsabers. It's just because I'm a nerd, so I like having pretend lightsabers in the background.
Hey, there's nothing wrong with being a nerd, bro. There's nothing wrong with it.
No, I know.
No, nothing at all. Now, so we were talking about the Colorado trip just a second ago. So we were talking about all the fun and games you guys had up there.
Yeah, I heard y'all talking about the oxygen and stuff.
Yeah.
That I was not expecting it to be that hard to breathe.
It sucked, didn't it?
Yes. My favorite part of that trip, though, was watching Benji walk around in his shorts carrying his Zero Breeze, going, why is it freaking icy on the ground? That was funny.
Well, yeah, don't take a Zero Breeze to Colorado at 13,000 feet in the summer. You don't need it. But in my defense, it was 100 and something degrees back home, and I didn't even pack. I don't even know if I had a pair of jeans with me. I didn't pack for cold weather at all. I knew it'd be cold. I was just like in denial of it because it was so stinking hot. I was like, surely it won't be that cold. Freaking sub degrees, at night.
That's classic Benji, carrying an air conditioner to a snowstorm. That's classic.
I know. It was weird though, and it was weird going from where every day is just insanely hot to going up to a place where there's still snow on the ground in spots.
But you guys had like the best trip ever. I mean, it was like it
wasn't long enough, but it was pretty dang epic. It was pretty good. Yeah.
Well, I'm hoping to get to go pretty soon. We haven't got to go. I'm really, really, really wanting to go. So
it's not that far either. That was the other thing for me that I thought was pretty cool. Was I always thought that was going to be such a big, long trip, but I mean. Maybe it's because we were screwing around the radios the whole time, but it didn't seem to take that long.
19 hours was the first drive, wasn't it? 17 or 19 hours?
Ooh, that's closer than our
day.
How long? How many hours was the total to get where you guys went?
We left through northwest Arkansas. We went through Oklahoma, Texas, New Mexico, came up the southwest side or southeast side of Colorado, kind of around the sand dune area. I don't even remember that first town. But anyway, that was one heck of a day.
What was that first town? Crestone.
What's that?
It was Crestone near the sand dunes. That's where we stayed in the Airbnb. I think that's right.
That was a welcome sight.
So we determined that you can drive 19 hours. So Benji has agreed to come to Canada. Now he's gonna.
Yeah, I'm going. As long as I can ride with someone and get time off, I can do that.
Yeah, he's.
You're not going to take your rig?
I don't want. No, if it breaks down, I can get somebody else's rig or somebody else. If their car breaks down, go with somebody else.
Yeah. Here's the Greyhound bus.
See ya. See you later.
If we could only get Caleb to clear up enough time to go, but I know he's busy.
Man, dude, I would love to. I really would. And I'm not saying that it's like a hard no. It's just, I'm afraid that I've overcommitted already. And so I don't know. We'll see what happens. So something might fall through.
We were talking about that a while ago. We were talking about that before we got on the show about learning to say no. It's hard to say no. It's very, very hard to say no.
Yeah.
And
it's tough whenever you meet, somebody reaches out 2-3 weeks, from now. Hey, you want to go camping? Sure. Heck yeah, I want to go camping. Well, there's like 2 other things going on the same time. And you're like, oh crap.
Yeah. Dude, I was literally in this, and it's all good stuff. That's part of the problem. Is like saying no to like stuff you don't want to do is easy. But it's like my issue is
want to do.
All of them sound awesome. Like I was talking to Andre, the guy that came on that members trip with us that first time, Benji. Mm-hmm. And he messaged me today and was like, hey, dude, what are you doing this weekend? I'm thinking about coming down because he's got kind of a long weekend. And I'm like, I want to go. I told him, I was like, I'm going to try and figure out a way to make this work. But I've got other commitments too this weekend. So I'm trying to.
Craig said he could ride in the back his. He said they're not going to have the dogs.
As long as they got a sunroof.
He's got that camper show.
Yeah, that's the problem. That's what Benji and I were talking about. That's the problem. Is like I'm a people person. I mean, if you guys don't know, I'm a people person. And like if Joe Bob rolls up at the gas station, he's like, "Hey man, can't believe you." And I'm like, "Sure, come on." And I'm like, "Oh, I just invited the serial killer. I don't probably should not do that." But no, we have committed to Gina and I have committed to Jasper Jeep Jam. So like that's our first thing that we're doing this year. That's our big deal this year is Jasper Jeep Jam we're doing. So we got Jasper Jeep Jam, we got Rito, we got Canada, we got Cape Lookout, we have just
amazing.
Yeah,
I got to get you with that one because I definitely went in on that one.
Yeah. I could probably fold Benji up and take him to Cape Lookout.
Are you still going to Overland of America and then the Canada trips immediately after, right?
We are going to Overland of America, and then we are departing from Overland of America and driving straight to Canada.
For a 2-week trip, is that right?
I don't know if it's going to be 2 weeks because we're still trying to work out the logistics on everybody that's going, how long everybody can stay. So we got our landing spot taken care of. BJ's already gone through and done the first section of trails. We booked 2 nights for drinking in Canada. So we have to
book those.
We booked. Yeah, we booked. That's why I told him after this. I said, I don't care what we do.
Drink maple syrup whenever they wanted.
Yeah, we got to go to a bar and hang out. He's like, all right, cool. That's how I ended up with the shirt. So, but that we're gonna go camp and then we're gonna come back and stuff. But So this is the Kilted Overlander. This is where I got this shirt from. So
nice.
He goes out with BJ and everybody up there, and this dude wears a kilt. You should follow him on Instagram. Go check it out. So he's in the full blown kilt and everything. So he's like, you got to get a kilt too. I'm like, well, if I get one, it'll probably be the size of a washcloth,
Please don't do that.
Yeah, let's go the opposite. Go get one down to your ankles, please.
Yeah.
We got my Pentecostal skirt.
That's
but
funny.
no, we got that, and we got Cape Lookout to go do, and then Overland of America. Chris, we're going to hang out with Chris at Overland America, and and then it's just, they done. Look what you see what they did. They took care of us. They sent us a ticket to give away and stuff like that. What you got? Yeah, that's him. That's my dog right there, man. He's like this big giant guy.
That's awesome.
So, but we're doing a whole bunch of stuff, and I just we're like I said, we're booked. It's whoa. How'd that get into chat there?
No underwear.
I'm pretty sure that's everyone knows that.
I haven't checked for any guilt. No.
How else do you just stand in line and urinate? Take a dump when you're just standing in line. Are we getting some mental images?
Standing up direct. No way to know.
That's the Canadian Insta privy.
That's the term when you get pissed drunk. It doesn't matter.
That would actually be funny. On April 1st, you should spin up a little fake website called the Canadian Insta Privy or whatever, and it's just kilts.
Just a hula hoop. You pull a hula hoop up around.
Make sure you blur your eyes out. Leave the face, but just blur the eyes. That's funny.
This is completely gone.
Coming to an expo near you.
Yeah, we're gonna need you to make a video on this.
I'm in.
Yeah, yeah, man. I don't know where we were at. We were just, I sent that over to Caleb a while ago, and he popped in. I was like, let's bring Breaker on.
Let's send some more. How many can we stream at once?
Yeah, no. Let me get off here. Y'all bring.
No, stay, bro. Stay. You might as well just stay. Finish it out. You got 15 minutes. You got 15 minutes.
We're almost done.
I feel like I invaded y'all's show.
No, I feel that because I had ulterior motives, but I backed off. Of them.
Yeah, he'll tell you later.
I'll tell you later. I had ulterior motives, but I backed off of them.
All right. Wow. Yeah, you should do it. Whatever it was.
Yeah. No,
I'm okay. I told him this is not my space to tell the story, and it had to do with elevation.
Oh, I'll tell the story.
Okay, that was not my space. That was not my place to tell it. So I declined.
You had already told me, but I did not. I was talking to Benji about it, and Benji was immediately put the kibosh on. He's like, no problem. It's one of the secrecy.
No. I don't care if you tell it. Do you want me to tell it? It's kind of gross.
Oh, go ahead, bro. I don't care. These people that are in here in the chat are all crazy.
And no one record this, and we'll strike this one from the record as soon as it's over.
Okay.
So we were on our first actual camping night of Colorado. Benji and Jacob and I had stayed at Airbnb the first night, and then we went to meet up with Tyler from Independence Overland on the second night. And so if you've seen our video, it's the portion where we're kind of in a big flat area in the plains. It's where we're like driving, and there's like on the way up, it was like lightning and thunderstorm, but there's like no trees or anything. So I knew this was going to be one of the areas we're going to be camping in. So thinking ahead, I was like, well, I don't know if it's going to be super rocky, difficult to dig, and there's not a lot of trees for coverage. So I'm going to bring my little cassette toilet and my my little privacy tent, set that up. And as it turns out, there were trees that weren't far off that I could have, got some privacy in. But so anyways, I packed all that stuff up, drove up there. We get there the first night, and I get set up, and my stomach's hurting on the elevation and stuff. I was just like, oh man, I got to use the bathroom bad. So I got that set up and went in there, did my business. And the way that those toilets work, if you guys have ever used a cassette toilet, is you've got two chambers. So you got kind of the toilet seat portion, and you can pump some deodorized water into that. And then you have a lever that you pull that releases everything down into the kind of the black water tank, and then seals that off. And that's where you go and dispose of that in a bathroom or wherever. And so I did my business, pumped the water into the bowl. And typically the way I do that is I just reach down to the front and grab the handle while I'm sitting there and release it like you're flushing it, release it all down in there. But because we were at elevation, I was worried that like the water, I just want to make sure that everything got cleaned out, because I was going to pack this back up and put it in the truck. So anyways, I finish doing my business and stand up. So I'm kind of bent over, looking down at this cassette toilet and the work that I've just done here that I'm getting ready to release into the chamber. And this is where I got a lesson in physics. So if you put liquid in a airtight container and go from 500 feet in elevation to 10,000 feet in elevation, that liquid will pressurize intensely. like a bomb. And so when I went to quote unquote flush, it did the exact opposite of what a flush is supposed to do. And it was literally like a bomb went off, like in my face. My own very fresh, very, very hot mess. And it was like a bomb went off. It just, and so yeah, I was standing. I didn't know what happened. I literally thought like someone shot like my little tent with a gun or something. Like it was that loud. And I stood there, and once I finally kind of got my head around what happened, I just yelled out of the tent, and I was like, "You guys are going to want to go very far away."
So I was shooting some like B-roll up on the hillside, getting the nature, getting the birds. And then all of a sudden I hear Caleb, "Guys, don't come over here." I've got that on audio recording. I need to find it and send it to you. That whole conversation. I'll send it to you once I find it, but that was bad. Oh man.
Benji was obviously the world's best friend when it came to this right here, because I knew you had told, like I said, I knew you had told me this story, and and he's like, no.
Well, it wasn't my place to tell it. I know it's been out there. He's said it before. And he tells it so nice too, but I didn't want to, but I would have been like 3 sentences, like Caleb one time had poopy explode all over his face.
Well, I can tell you what would have happened if it was me. When you heard the explosion, after that, all you would have heard was a bunch of cussing, and you just seen a cassette toilet fly through the tent as it ripped it down.
Dude,
we were just ready to chill and have a good evening.
Oh yeah, that was the thing too. Is we've been on the road for a long time. Like I was ready to make dinner, but so I'm right there with you though, Brad. Like my plan, I was like in my mind, I was thinking if I was at home, I would literally throw everything away and just be like, guys, I'm done. This trip's over for me. But we're in, like 20 hours away. Like I had to pack all this stuff back in my truck.
Rest of Colorado would have been naked.
Yeah.
All the way home. The gas station, I'd get out, don't even ask.
There's a second story, but I won't share that one either.
What's the second story?
He said naked.
Oh.
Yeah, I'd have rode all the way home naked on that one. It would have been bad.
Oh, dude. It was not good.
I've got to do this real quick.
Mouth.
I've let it go too long, and I haven't done it yet. But I got to toss this up here real fast. So, guys, the Jasper Jeep Jam's coming up pretty soon, and they're doing this giveaway for this Jeep right here that they have that tricked out, man. They have put a lot of work into this, and those tickets are $20 a piece, and there's a QR code on there. You can buy as many as you want. Go out and help support the Jasper Jeep Jam up. We'll be doing a special show on Monday, and when we do that one, is going to be it's going to be pretty cool. We're going to be on there. We're going to do a special little deal. It's all about them on Monday. Then Tuesday we'll have our regular show again. But I just wanted to throw that out there real fast before I got the guys back on here. And I don't know how we ended up like this.
I like it.
Is it like this better? This is like
I have a lot more breathing room. I felt like we were rubbing shoulders. Yeah,
No.
It's kind of weird.
Oh, there's Lennon. Say hi to Lennon.
What's up, Lennon?
Oh, girl.
Hey.
She didn't know that I was going to be on a podcast tonight because I didn't know I was going to be on a
You
podcast.
didn't know on tonight either. I didn't know I was going. I honestly didn't know I was going to be on one tonight. I had messaged Benji, earlier, and I was like, "Man, I'm going to go ahead and go on. I've been sick," and he's like, "Well, we can reschedule." I'm like, "No, man, we'll go ahead and have it tonight. It'll be a good time. I'll just continue to drink all this. I got to finish I've drunk this whole bottle of NyQuil today."
When Bradley says he messaged me earlier, it was
like
30 minutes before we went live. And I was like, bro, because I've been sick, but you've been sick and you don't feel good talking and trying to retain what you're talking about.
Well,
So,
it's like
kudos to you, man.
Yeah, I've been doing the whole inhaler and all the Alka-Seltzer Plus you can eat and everything else. So, I mean, plus I got to get back to work tomorrow. I took a day off, and I normally don't take days off work. So I got to get back in tomorrow and get some stuff done. But I feel a lot better. You guys made me laugh. It's made me feel a ton better tonight.
That's a starter kit for methamphetamines. You know that. you are now on the Walmart hit list or wherever you went. Watch this guy. He's buying supplies.
I'm waiting patiently for my shirt to come in, though. I will be watching the mail today. So.
I didn't send it. I will personally deliver it to you.
Okay.
No, I'm that kind of guy. I mean, I totally forgot until you mentioned somebody sending you a shirt. Light bulb click. Oh yeah, Bradley's getting a hoodie and a t-shirt, and your wife.
Yeah.
So
yeah, it's all good, brother. I appreciate you tossing that out to me and letting me be a part of all this stuff you got going on, man.
Oh yeah,
I'm super excited. I'm all.
Buckle up. It's either going to be bouncy or we're going to crash. We'll be good.
Joke on you, Rachel. I'm already on the FBI watch list.
How do you get on there?
Well, okay, so I'm gonna tell you how you get. I'm gonna tell you how you get on the FBI.
Step number one.
Step number one.
Cough
when
syrup.
the internet first came out in 1992, 93, when it first started becoming the internet, one of the first cool things that you could download was called the Anarchist Cookbook.
Oh, do you have a copy of that? Because Amazon doesn't sell it anymore.
Yes, I have a copy of that. That's exactly how you get on a watch list.
No freaking way.
That's exactly how you get on a watch
Can you edit this? Edit this on a live stream?
Yeah. They're already watching.
You know what? That's funny because I asked my parents for that back when I was like 18. I'm just joking. I was like 25, but my dad's like, absolutely not. I'm not buying you that.
Yeah. Well, I mean, this was like when the internet was completely free. Because I was there at the beginning. I'm dating myself again, but I was there when the internet started. So like everything on the internet was completely free. You didn't pay for anything. It was free. Of course, you also have one of those AOL on America Online CDs. They sent you in the mail, and you just keep leaving fake email addresses so you can have 30 days of internet for free.
That is true. They used to give those out left and right.
Yeah, they make great coasters. I've seen people make wall art out of them, all kinds of stuff.
Ninja stars.
Hey, that's when you could go to the fair. When I was a kid, you could go in there and you could be like 8 years old and win like a Rambo knife and some throwing stars. And they're like, "Go on, kids! You busted the balloons. Go have fun with your speakers."
See you, Johnny.
Yeah, that's exactly how it was. But Caleb, thank you for jumping in here. I appreciate you.
Man.
Thank Benji. Thank you for coming on, brother. I greatly appreciate you being here, and everybody in the comments and in the chat and everything. Thank you guys for showing up. I would like to give a shout out again to this place right here.
Every time you post a bigger picture up there, it makes me jump.
Yeah,
but I like it.
Midwest Adventure Outfitters, guys. If you want to get some gear and you want to get some stuff from somebody that knows what they're talking about, give Benji a holler, man. Come on, you can trust him. He's going to tell you the truth. He's not going to give you much crap. He's going to let you know what's going on. And Caleb, bro, thank you again for coming on. I want to get one of them cool shirts though. Hopefully, I guess
you will.
I'll get one.
No, I might. You
can look
tomorrow.
You can look all hip hop with your.
Did you dance at the Super Bowl?
Yeah, man, that was me up there.
You look so weird with your beard covered up right there. That is
now I'm just Benji.
With your stacks just showing.
I told you missed it earlier, Baker, unless you were listening. But I told him I'm growing my mustache out to look like Dr. Eggman.
Yeah, you should do that. I wish I could grow a beard out like either one of you guys can. Like it's just ridiculous.
I thought you were just trying to look pervy.
No, don't say that. I'm going opposite of pervy because I still left the stubble on the side.
Oh,
no! If I shave the side of my face, then you're pervy.
Oh. Yeah. Get this out of here. Okay, I think I'm just going to look. If you get the Eggman, you going on. You get the Dr. Eggman going on, and then you got this big thing. I don't know how you even grow that. Like I don't even know how to focus on. I'm going to shave this out right here. I'm going to shave this.
Oh, you should. You'd look like Lenny from the band bass player guy.
Well, that's one that.
Isn't that what Wolverine does? He shaves his chin. He just has a.
Yeah, I would look. I'm nothing like Wolverine. I'd be like Hugh Fatman over here.
Nothing of Hugh butter knives.
The comic book Wolverine is short. So yeah, I mean,
but I'm like
halfway there.
I'm like 6'4". I'm like 6'4".
Minus a foot.
All right, guys. We're gonna jump over and check out the Overland podcast over there. They're talking about the Jasper Jeep Jam now. I'm gonna jump over and say hi to those guys.
All right.
I appreciate all you guys for coming on. I love you both very much, man. I look forward to seeing you guys again pretty soon. Benji, thank you. Caleb, thank you. You guys have a good night. All right.
Take care, brother. Get better.
I will. See you later.
See you guys.